Hello, this is Inia. I'm going to be doing a presentation on the given topic. The case study topic that I've got is eBay's dual cloud strategy. eBay uses two clouds, which is public and a private one. For public, they're using AWS, and for private, they're using OpenStack, which I'll elaborate on the further slides. The presentation is going to focus on how eBay or why eBay adopted this approach and how it was implemented and the outcomes achieved. I'll start with the introduction. eBay is a global online marketplace that connects buyers and sellers across the world. It supports millions of users and processes a huge number of transactions every single day. Because real money is involved, high availability and reliability are absolutely critical for eBay's operation. And it's majorly developed in USA, and most of the people in USA use it compared to the other places. It was founded in 1995 and it was one of the pioneers of online commerce. Over time, they expanded it rapidly and it operates in more than 190 markets worldwide. As the platform grew in scale, the technical challenges weren't they weren't they couldn't be able to be handled properly. Since they had to ensure continuous service, that became an issue. The main question eBay faced was how do we stay reliable at massive scale while still moving fast in a competitive e-commerce environment? Yeah, problems before cloud adoption. The first major issue was limited elasticity. Physical servers could not scale quickly during peak shopping events like sales or holidays. Of course, many users are very, they want to buy stuff when there's any offers or holidays, or they prefer it that way. And the capacity planning had to be done months in advance, which led to expensive over provisioning just to prepare for occasional spikes. The second issue was an innovation bottleneck. Launching new features required hardware procurement and setup, which took weeks or even months. This slowed down the development teams and made it difficult to respond quickly to market competition. The last one, which is very significant, is operational overhead. Managing a large scale physical infra consumed a lot of engineering time and required huge capital investment in data centers, hardware, and maintenance. The next is strategic decision. Why dual cloud? Why did eBay decide to go for a dual cloud and not a full public cloud? The reason was very simple. They had different workloads. They have, like, for some things they need private and for some things they need public. So different workloads have fundamentally different requirements and business priorities across scale, risk, and innovation. The core marketplace needed strict control, consistency, and reliability. At the same time, they needed it for analytics. New feature required flexibility and rapid scaling and experimentation and all that. No one single platform could like optimize for both needs effectively, so they decided to go for two clouds. I'll talk about OpenStack, which is a private cloud. It acts as the reliability foundation. That's the main reason why they chose OpenStack. Core marketplace services like listings, search, checkout, and payments run on OpenStack. These systems handle almost all daily production traffic and must remain stable at all times. Since eBay is controlling the hardware directly, it can optimize performance precisely. This allows fast and consistent transaction processing, which is very critical for user experience. In terms of security and compliance, sensitive payment and user data remain inside on eBay's own data centers. This simplifies the regulatory compliance and gives eBay full control over data governance. Next is AWS. It's Amazon Web Services, which is a public cloud. This is used as, the major use case is elastic bursting. During peak events like Black Friday or Cyber Monday, traffic automatically overflows to AWS. This allows eBay to scale rapidly without buying permanent hardware. AWS is also heavily used for data science of workloads. Fraud detection, personalization, they all use ML, and GPU services are available on AWS, avoiding the need to build expensive in house ML infrastructure. AWS enabled rapid experimentation. New features are launched on AWS first and tested using A B testing, and teams can provision resources in minutes, reducing innovation cycles from months to weeks. both of these complemented each other very well, and for eBay, it became such a boon. Next is key challenges and solutions. So running two cloud environments also introduced challenges, of course. This was a very modern and a forward approach, and the first thing is network integration. So eBay needed secure high-speed connectivity between OpenStack and AWS, and this was solved using dedicated connections and encrypted tunnels. Second was workload classification. Not all services belong in the same cloud. eBay used a decision framework based on latency, data sensitivity, and cost to decide placement. Third was operational consistency. So, managing two platforms could increase complexity. They had to like control AWS and then OpenStack, and it's just also going to include it also like there's much more of a workload, but eBay implemented unified orchestration and automation, which saved time and all that. Finally, it's data synchronization. So, this was handled using real time data pipelines to keep analytics data in AWS continuously updated. And yeah, these were handled perfectly. Next is security and compliance architecture. Obviously, it's a global platform where people are going to communicate between each other, i.e., the buyers and sellers, and security is going to be very important since money is being involved here. So, eBay implemented a unified security model with centralized identity management across both clouds. Policies were enforced consistently using automation. So, eBay sells many collectibles too, or stuff that are really old, which are like sold for a high price. And, we like send transactions, and obviously, one would be scared to send payment. So, sensitive payment data never leaves the OpenStack environment, and that was such a good advantage of using OpenStack in eBay. And for analytics and personalization and all that, the tokenized data is used in AWS. All data is encrypted at rest and in transit with strict regional controls to meet global compliance requirements like GDPR. So the next is measurable impact and results. So as we've seen that initially OpenStack didn't go with the dual cloud approach, the results of this strategy were significant. So I've kept a graph here which is pretty much a really good representation of the profit that eBay found. So, 250 million annual cost reduction through better resource use and reduced over provisioning. It's like such a good improvement. Um, there was like a 300% increase in elastic capacity during peak events like Black Friday or any festivals and all that. And the future deployment became 85% faster thanks to AWS, which is the public cloud service that eBay uses. Most importantly, eBay maintained 99.99% uptime for core marketplace systems while continuing to innovate aggressively. So, they somehow managed to solve any issues while using both the cloud platforms, that is the OpenStack and AWS, and they've like integrated them in a way that eBay is going to like stay in a stable way. And as we can see, as I have mentioned earlier, we can see how the eBay platform is working way better in the dual cloud storage strategy. So, to conclude, eBay's dual cloud strategy successfully balances reliability and innovation. By using OpenStack for core mission critical systems and AWS for scalability and experimentation, eBay improved availability, reduced costs, and accelerated development while maintaining control over critical workloads. I think this case study really tells about how an online platform could use not just one but two cloud platforms accordingly. Like it could be a private cloud and it could be a public cloud, and eBay has proved that using both of them at the same time could improve it. Yeah, there were challenges, but they found a perfect solution for it, and the site, the company is working really well. And this case study shows that effective cloud adoption is not about choosing one cloud, but about choosing the right cloud for each workload. So, Yeah, and any other platforms, it's better if they choose to go for different clouds, as in it depends on the workload that they're going through and going with. And yeah, thank you.